Yo, 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 welcome to Crate 808, and Raymond Ridge is out there sporting the new Crate 808 hat and the mug for the YouTube people. There you go. Go on YouTube, check those merch bits out. Crate808.com to buy your merch. Nice.
Ray,
I like it, Ray. I like it. It does feel odd that we're now adding another layer of purchase stuff.
Yeah, it's pimping the merch to the people that are already nice enough to
paying.
Yeah. I'll take it off.
Cheers for paying for this, guys. Also, pay for that as well. That's what Ray's trying to say. So, yes, people, Alien Rap Chat. We are going to talk best 90s hip-hop songs to play to an alien to teach it hip-hop. I'm going to send, there's a live stream going on right now. Everyone's here. Nick Sheffield, Sankofa, Jack Patullo, Steve Piper, all the people are in there. I'm going to send them the Alien playlist that's been updated, and we've only got a few hits left. Now, people,
I think that's all going to change.
Crunch time.
Yeah, because
this is going to get to crunch time.
So we get to crunch time quickly because we're going to have to make decisions about. You know what? Let's just get into it.
Let's get into it. I've already made decisions about which ones are going off. Ray, don't worry about that. I've got that already sorted.
Yeah. So everything you suggest.
Yo. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you'll be kept up to date with all that we're doing. And also, man, get involved in the YouTube comments. Man, we love hearing from you fellow hip-hop heads. We love nerding out. So bring those takes and just bring that flavour, man. And we might even shout you out on the show. So yes, appreciate all the support. Now, back to the episode.
Everything both
it's nice that you make Ray feel like he does have a say in this podcast. I mean, I know I don't even have it, but Ray has the little semblance of maybe I've got a say in this. No, sorry.
No, don't worry. We're good. We're gonna jump in for you guys as well who may not have it. I'm gonna lob it in here as well for you, so you can't moan at me. Right. So let's have a look what the people are saying. Yes, let's see what people say. Nick Sheffield, who needs WD-40 when you've got E40 on your playlist? Good work. Ray is the plug, Boom. Says Sankofa. You are a little bit, to be fair. Is the cup microwave safe, Ray? Nick Sheffield wants to know.
It is. I have microwaved a cold coffee before. I didn't finish it. It wasn't a good idea, but I have done it. So
Okay. Cheers. I like that. So we're going to talk about 90s hip-hop songs that go on this playlist. I think, lads, we have only 8 slots. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 8 slots left. And we're all three of us are bringing 4 tracks each. So it's going to get nasty today, which I'm sure that's ridiculous. For anyway. So yes, we're going to get into it. Before we do, I've got to shout out some of the patrons that have hit us up before we get into non-hip-hop things. First of all, I have to shout out, right? I never actually got his name, Ayla Distributors, because they're in France and they went out and made a Spotify Alien playlist of the songs. So yes, out of the 100 songs that are going to be on there, we have 6 exhibit and probably about 6 big pun ones, which proportionally isn't right. But there is a guy out there who made a playlist for us and this Alien playlist. So thank you for that. Go check that out. I'm going to put that in the bio. And also, Nick Sheffield, you are now in this chat, and I just want to apologize to this patron because every time I talk to him or talk about him in this chat, I mention shin pads because he once talked about getting some shin pads. He doesn't even remember this at all. And he messaged me and said, oh, thank you for relating shin pads to me. To keep it hip hop, MC Solar has made songs with Guru and Missy. Yes, we know this. Has a song called Protege Tibia, which translates as shin pad. So there is a hip hop song out there called Shin Pad, and I just wanted to shout that out right at the top of the show. So for anyone
starting with the important stuff, none of that niche stuff. Get the real hits up front.
I tried to crowbar football references in, and Nick Sheffield helped me this time. So big up yourself, man. And so we're gonna do least hip hop things. I've got a few, but I'm gonna go to James. James, you usually win this category. What is your least hip hop thing, mate?
This week, I joined a tennis club.
Just get off. Just leave the chat. Cheers, guys.
You can't be that.
Raymond Ridge, I need to talk to you about your testicles, and in particular, the hair on your testicles, because yes, support for Crate 808 is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Yes, have a listen to that.
Have a listen. This shaver really does run at the speed of light.
There we go. For the exhibit heads out there you go. It does run at the speed of light. It is. If you look on the camera, it's even got a little light for you there, mate. It's razor smooth. It's razor smooth, I would say. And this is what I'm talking to you about today. Ray, where do you stand on ball grooming, my friend?
It makes me nervous. A little bit.
It does.
I didn't know I needed it until I had it. And that really is the sound of electric relaxation.
Stop. Well, I actually was going to say to you, is it hip hop to have clean balls? And Manscaped are great for this. They even send you like stuff to put on top after you like shave the balls, almost like aftershave for the balls, or so you have scented scrotums. Scented scrotums is the best title for a Cool Keith song that hasn't been released yet. Just like a hip hop backpacker uniform, you've got Timberlands, right? You've got Carhartt jackets, you've got fisherman hats, but now I do think we need to put clean shaven balls into the mix. Where are you with that?
No, I agree completely. My opinion, you got to look after the twins so you can live that glamour life.
That's good.
I heard it's used by Easy Dick in the Jack Off Hour.
Easy Dick in the Jack Off. Keep bringing them. Manscaped's performance package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. We've got an exclusive offer just for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code CRATE808 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, Ray, that's about 8 million balls. So get 20% off, free shipping, code CRATE808 at manscaped.com, and get involved, man. Get involved. Here you go. You get one of these. Right. So this is I think this is called the Lawnmower 4, Ray, isn't it? So pretty cool. Yeah. I'm enjoying this. But you know what I'm enjoying just as much? And maybe it's me, but my nasal hair and my ear hair can get a bit out of control. And I do tend to get in there and, just trim it up a little bit. And this weed whacker, they also do. This is also quite cool. And I really enjoy this. So yes, you get this. And, as I've said before, it's a gift for any hip hop head who's got hair on his body. So make all your holes look sexier. That's what I say, Ray.
Definitely. And what I'd say as well, if you've got the skills to eat someone's ass like cannabis has, I'd recommend it to you. You could use it on other people as well. You really could.
So yes, people, go out there, manscaped.com, crate808 code, get your 20% off and big yourselves up. Ray, I'm glad you've got clean balls, and I'm glad you've got the knowledge now to get those clean balls, because hip hop's fifth pillar is knowledge. So thank you, Manscaped, for letting us know that we do all need to go out there and have clean balls.
Thanks to Manscaped. It really does look like O.P.P.
That's classic white behaviour.
That is, yeah.
That's default white behaviour there from me, and you can't beat that on a. That's the least hip hop thing anyone here will have done, definitely this week.
Who in hip hop, in 90s hip hop, is beating you at tennis, James?
Who would be good at tennis in the 90s?
Who isn't beating you? And you can't say someone like Big Pun or Biggie.
Yeah. To be fair, no, Big Pun and Biggie doubles. You ain't getting the ball past them, are you? No way. Absolutely not.
I don't. I think you can't beat Ghostface at tennis.
He'd be wearing his long dressing gown with an eagle on his arm. He's fucked. You can't play tennis like that. No way.
I think Ghostface, he would have the outfit for it. But the thing is with tennis is it's very much, it's one of the few sports where you kind of equally watch the women's and the men's. So it's very 50-50, more or less. And just looking at this playlist, it fucking ain't. Women are not represented at all.
That's unlike the Crate 808 podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, wow.
Hugely heavy male. I know. I have tried to rectify this back in the past. And to be fair, I've got a choice today.
Every chat, Sarah just won't make it, will she? God, Sarah's never on here. God, we try to represent.
Look, We do. Big up some of the ones that we've got coming up, by the way, on our series. We have got some, but female voices, which would be nice to have more. So if anybody wants to jump on the show, feel free, let me know. Right, let's get into it. Oh no, Ray, what's your hip hop thing? Least hip hop thing?
Oh, what was that? Man. See, he was moving on, just forgetting already. He was just like, I
forgot about mine as well, Ray. So I don't know.
My least hip hop thing is also very much first world problem. I just found, after a fucking year living in this building, I just found out that the pool is heated. Just found out my pool is heated.
How long have you been in this place?
I've been there about 8 or 9 months, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, and just the other day, so it was a fucking bank holiday weekend. Does that translate worldwide? I don't know. Anyway, everything was closed. So I was like, all right, I'll go to the gym in the building. And I was like, I never use the gym in the building because it's not the pool's small. It's like one for just kids to play in. And I'm like, there's no one there. It's like, look, the pool's going to be freezing. Just man up, get in the fucking pool, have a bit of a swim, and then just fucking get on with your day. And I dipped my toes in the pool and it's fucking heated. The building's got a fucking heated pool and it was incredible. And it's got it's got a hot tub as well. There's something cool about the hot tub is you're in there, the bubbles are going, and you're there. I was there with my flatmate. Like, oh, this is the life, isn't it? Bubbles are loud, so you're like, this is the life, isn't it? Yeah. What do you say? This is the. Oh fuck it! Ben, if you turn the bubbles off, you're just two guys sitting in water. Like, it's like sharing a bath. Let's just not do this.
Yo. Us here at the Crate 808 podcast have kicked off our Patreon. So if you don't know what Patreon is, it's a platform where you can go and for a small donation, you can help support us make more hip hop content for you. Go on to patreon.com/Crate808 and you can check out all the little payment options you've got there. You can check out the 2 new episodes you'll be getting every month, live chats with us guys, just to rap nerd out with you guys. We're going to go into some wide-ranging episodes, delving into the work of the Wu-Tang Clan, MF Doom, and Jay Dilla. So get it locked if you want that new granular look at hip-hop. So go to our payment tiers on Patreon. Big up yourselves. If you choose to support us, thank you so much. I will give you a personalised shout-out on the show, and we shall catch you in one of these live rooms, and let's get this community going. So spread the word. Much love for your time, and peace out. Boom. I think the sharing a bath in football, bring that back, man. Share a bath. Come on, guys. Do you know what I mean? Let's have it. Come on, I'm saying that's how you celebrate a win, right? I don't know. Is that not how you celebrate a win? Have a big bath with blokes.
You got to have a win for a start, and you got to have you got to have champagne with you as well, haven't you?
True, yeah, or beer, ale. It's football. Ooh. But you're right, Ray. That I don't know. I can see it kind of being not hip hop. The bubbles loud thing is not hip hop because when LL Cool J is in the Doing It video, is it Doing It video? And he's got the goggles on, and it's in them bubbles seem very quiet at that time. So yeah, you're right. You're right, Ray. You're right. Exposing myths. Love it.
What's your least hip hop thing?
Before we go more off the rails. Oh, mine. Yeah, a few. I haven't really got. My kid has got chickenpox. So I've been dealing with mass outbreaks of chickenpox recently. So lots of Yorax, lots of Vero Soothe, lots of just chilling him out. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty non-hip hop. But I suppose dealing with ailments, that kind of thing. Yeah. I suppose that's it. I've watched a lot of Tokyo Vice recently. There you go. And so maybe it's that. Maybe they're the two things.
What's Tokyo Vice?
Michael Mann's new stuff, mate. All set in Japan. It's pretty good. Sankofa's watching it right now whilst he's on the live chat. Fair play to you, Sankofa, for doing 2 things at once. I know which one I'll probably be concentrating on, though.
Is it a series or a film?
It's a series. It's a series, yes. Cool. Yeah, check it. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good. About 5 in.
Go to the chat. The chat's going off.
I know the chat is going off.
Before he gets too far ahead, 100% Ebonics is not Big L's strongest track. It should have been Flamboyant. It should be Flamboyant. I argued that before. Both of these guys disagreed with me and said, Ebonics, it's a track that kind of talks about what the definition of maybe the aliens.
I'll tell you what, Ray. Stop it there.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Just stop it there. You want it on? This is where we get nitty gritty, mate. Later after this, you bring it on and make your argument for. Remember, the key here is why aliens need this. Not about, what's his strongest track. Flamboyant is amazing. What's it saying to aliens that Ebonics isn't? Bring that argument next time. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're here for.
It's just this fucking nonsense. You rewatch what you watched what both of them said about this last time. Anyway, let's go to the chat.
Let's get into the chat. Let's go off. Here we go. Sankofa is the one who said that about Ebonics. Fair play to you. I need a Crate 808 hat, says Free Music Empire. Mate, you have smashed it on the recent series, to be fair. Yeah, do check out the 3-album series, because Dano is bringing some fire there. And what else? We've got Toby Nicholson's here. Thank you. Yo, Ninja Rose as well. Yo, you guys. And I said, what's Sankofa here saying? I like it, but if there's a track I love for the playlist, it'd be The Enemy. Bonus points for Fat Joe. Enemy is a fucking great track. Plus a nasty primo beat. I'd argue Graveyard up there as well. I don't know. I kind of love the Graveyard as well. So, but I'm feeling all that. Toby Nicholson, Master Ace. That's kind of out of nowhere. Are you saying Master Ace needs to be more on this playlist? Because I can get down with that. I did try to bring a Slaughterhouse track last time, if I remember correctly. Sankofa, Ray, you get some Dunlops with the membership. Ray, do we get Dunlops?
We'll work up to it.
I was going to say, don't promise anything, mate, because I can't get Dunlop brackets for everyone. That's the one. Don't promise them. Isn't Pete Sampras mentioned in Protect Your Neck, says Jack Patullo?
True.
Good. I'm loving how people are linking this up today. This is great. What else we got? Nick, thank you. Yeah, shin pads all round. I think only me you enjoyed that, mate, to be fair, but it's fine. So, Free Music. Which one of these three hosts is most likely to have rapped under the name Trans Fat? If you just stop that sentence with most likely to have rapped, it's Ray. So I think Ray is the MC. What's a better word for groupie, but not really hype man? I was in there. In that.
You're the spliff star. You're the spliff star of this group.
I was the spliff star of Ray's group. That's exactly what I was. Nick Sheffield, The Enemy was a grower for me. I didn't like it at first. Yeah, I don't know, man. That track. Oh, I'm here for these arguments. If people are going to argue an alien needs to hear Enemy before Ebonics or something, absolutely here for that argument. Yeah, and that's it. I think we're here. Right, let's go. Right. Oh no, Sankofa, out of nowhere, The Enemy does a great job of explaining socioeconomics and racism through the power structure of police interactions. This is why this guy needs to be on the podcast. Yes, that is a shout. Ray, get off. Sankofa, get on. Let's have a real chat.
I stand by for
okay. All right, fair enough. So here we go. Next up, what we got? Who's going to go first? Oh, let me pick one. Let's pick Ray. Let's pick Ray first. What is the first track, Ray, that you're bringing to put on this playlist? We've got 8 slots free. Let's go.
The first track, and shout out to Nick Sheffield. Nas is like
what?
Sex to an info.
I was wondering which one you were going to go for, and you went with Sex with a Nympho. Okay, yeah, it's like a millionaire's spending $1,000 or whatever,
yeah.
100,000 grand, 100K.
That's the thing, is that's one of those lines that stands out. That it's like it's like the feeling of a millionaire spending $100,000. It's like, look, we've never done that, but you can immediately relate, can't you? It's just like, yeah, I can imagine that would be like, it's not a millionaire spending fucking 10 mil on a house or something. It's just a millionaire spending $100,000. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. I'll get it. Here's the card. Yeah. Anyway, carrying the conversation.
If you only got $1 million, that's 1/10 of what you earn.
I know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but a millionaire, you're.
I'd be more nervous that I've spent 1/10 of. Oh no!
I've got £1,001,000 and I've just spent 100.
Yeah. So what I mean is not like it's nothing. It's that kind of like you are paying for it. Like, yeah, I'm $1 million, I can pay for it, and it's that kind of inside you, a bit like.
Yeah,
and, doing that maths, like, can I have a paper?
Do you think that's what Nas was thinking he was like?
Yeah, I got it. It's fine.
I don't think Nas thought it through that much. I don't think Nas wanted to feel like that. I think he wanted to feel even better than that.
Well,
Nas makes you feel like paranoia and anxiousness and anxiety.
He's got investments, hasn't he? He talks about it on the fucking track. Let my cash invest in stock. That's what he says. That's what he says in his track. He's
So why is an alien? Why is an alien?
He's owned stock in Coinbase, the big cryptocurrency. He's a billionaire off of that.
Yeah, killing it. Absolutely.
Well done,
Fair
Nas.
play to him. Yeah, make some more magic, please.
But but also, what's it all worth? Can't take it with you under this earth.
Exactly.
Rich men died and tried. None of it worked.
Your argument?
They just rob your grave. I'd rather be alive and pay. Look, it's just it's his fucking. The second verse.
You were going to say it's his best.
No, it is one of his best. It is one of his best, but it's the best track. It's one of Primo's best beats. Primo is one of the. The clues in the name. The fucking Primo producers in fucking hip hop and music and the world and history. The track's got to be on. The track's got to be in the fucking list.
Yeah. Is there a top 5?
Imagine when it comes down to aliens. So aliens listen to the playlist. They go through it and they're going to be like, "Where the fuck's Nas like?" They're going to know about this before they come to the fucking planet. That's how good this fucking track is. So,
which would make me think it doesn't need to be on this playlist. They already know it. Just counting that. They already know it. Why would you take real estate off the playlist? But no, I agree with you, Ray, that Primo needs to be repped on this playlist. I'm talking a little bit about nominees. It hurt me. It's painful to see 90 odd songs and one is Gangstar. That hurt. And it wasn't.
What did you say? There's 6 exhibit tracks on there.
We're going to go into this. We're going to go into this, right?
This is what brings me to my next point, which is quite important, which I'll just fucking shoehorn in here now because
let's go.
One track per artist.
Let's not put any new subcategory. Let's just get it done.
That's not a category. That's just a rule.
No. But what I'm saying is,
one track per artist.
Yes, I've got an idea about how we're going to prune this playlist and really streamline it, and we're going to add more and more categories that really. So I'm with you. I'm with you on that. One track per artist. That's one producer only.
To be honest, that's not a difficult. That's not a difficult rule to adopt. You just put one track per playlist because then
one producer only. That's going to kill it. One Primo can only have one track. Drake can only have one track.
That's ludicrous.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Let's just.
It's going to end up shit. It's going to.
The thing is, immediately I'm like, well, that's Nas's like, and then that is Let Me Ride. Cool. Next, isn't it? And you thought it,
isn't it that?
You thought it as well. Yeah. But I don't think you can have one producer because
Primo's would have been Nas's like for me. Primo is not Primo's best.
You're going to end up with cannabis album tracks on there because you've run out of producers.
Hello, really easy to know. No, I'm only joking. I'm just spitballing. Can I say something about Nas's like then? Because Ray, I'm glad you brought this because I feel it should be on this playlist as well. And there's a few different reasons. You've hit most of them. We need more Primo. This is a definitive Nas is now fully formed. He's done his mafioso shit. And now on this track, he's marrying up kind of Illmatic. It was written together and making this kind of work of art. He also I listened to it this morning. He also references looking up at the stars and and you see the Pharaoh Nas and all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, we can ask the aliens. Can you see the Pharaoh Nas in the stars? They probably can't, but at least it shows them that, guys, we were looking up there too. We're always looking up there too. But my favorite bit about this song, is that Nas is like this, Nas is like that. The best thing about it is Nas is trying to vocalize basic human feelings, right? That we all have, that you can't put language to, but he's trying to do it and putting it into art. And I thought that was amazing. It's the feeling you get when, you're spending this. And aliens are thinking, yeah, what is that feeling? We don't know that feeling. We don't have money. We don't have a monetary system or whatever it is. We're just, ambient gases or whatever they are. And then you start thinking, yeah, that then portrays the complexity of the human spirit, I suppose, if you want me to put it that way. So Nas is plays on a deeper level for me. So
I don't think it does. It's just a track about what Nas is like, and I don't think you need that.
No, but doesn't that in itself convey Nas is like, I can't put it into words. Sex with an info. Don't you think?
Only Nas has thought about this hard. No one's sat there and gone, what's Nas like? But by the way, I do think it should be on there. It's a fucking brilliant track, but let's not over-intellectualize it. Only Nas is thinking, what's Nas like?
No, I think this whole thing is only about over-intellectualizing now because we need to find out excuses to get stuff like we're going to talk about it later, certain tracks onto this playlist and try to figure out an alien angle. And
by the way, I put a little gift for you two in in our special chat.
Okay, in our special chat that no one else is allowed to watch.
Yeah, no one else is allowed to see it. But
okay, so I don't know if I can open. Oh, wowie! I need to somehow send this to the crew,
mate.
In the YouTube.
It's what you remind me of. You look like MC.
There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love for Nas like in the chat. So
I'm going to go there right now.
I think
whilst I do that, James, can you change your background to that photo you've just sent me?
I think I've won, haven't I?
Yeah, can I?
I don't think this is a competition. First of all, I think it's just us collaborating on a playlist, Ray. I love how your mind works. Though. So it's like,
I think I won, haven't I?
I've won it. Let's have a look. What we got here?
Straight at the back.
Okay. Nas is like Iron Mike Messiah type. You're right there. Well, I've got free music. This might be the best Ray pick.
Well,
good job that I nudged him to pick it last night.
Wait till you see the rest of my picks, but.
Jack Patullo, 96, top 5 Nas is free music. No, I don't think it's 96. I think it's like 90. Yeah, it's about 97, 98. There's the picture behind James of what he just sent us, which is fantastic.
I do think Ray
DJ Yella
looks a bit like MC Yella.
MC Yella, fair play. Okay, track's pretty much flawless. Is Sankofa, fair play. And Ninja Rose, I'd have to play Car. Yes, go Car. That has been a massive sci-fi feel to it. I can imagine Little Green Men stoned and memorized all that, mesmerized by that. Yeah, absolutely. And anytime I want to veer away from 90s, let's go into Car Cannon. Let's do it. I wish Sean Price had made a Sean is Like sequel. Big, yeah. Man, that's amazing.
Oh shit! On the subject of Nas, has anyone heard the Detroit Elmatic? The Detroit producer who did Elmatic, which is a sort of jazz. It's with Elzai, and it's
Elzai's Elmatic thing.
Yeah. And there's a version of it which is just the instrumentals. It's really good. I just heard it the other day, and I was like, I wonder whether Ray's heard that.
You'd like that. You like Elzai's amazing, and Elmatic, love that.
Yeah, no,
good shout. Good shout. So. Let's get into it. Shall I go next? I'll go next. Right. So next up for me, this track needs to be on here. Biggie is highly represented on this playlist already. I get that. And if we want to try to argue away Machine Gun Funk or Everyday Struggle, go ahead. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to
not. I'm arguing this one away that you're about to bring up. Anyway, carry on.
Thank you. I love how Ray doesn't even let you settle into a thing. Ray, you can't argue this off. This is just going on. You try to argue it off later. That's how this all works. But Ends Bleed by Biggie, 1997, Life After Death. I said this on the Life After Death episode. So people who've tuned into that, this may just be me making that same statement again. But for me, aliens need to know that storytelling, a crime caper, has never been done better than this in 90s hip-hop. I would argue that. I think it is almost perfect. I can't think of a way you could make this better. Maybe people have issues with the beat. Maybe. I don't. I think it's perfect. It's nuanced enough for him to rhyme over, to give you 100 miles an hour storytelling, and only afterwards you start thinking, that was all in 4 minutes. Hold on. How much did you just give me in 4 minutes? To the point where he's not even rushing it. He dedicates a whole verse to just backstory. And you're like, this is amazing. This is what a master at his craft sounds like. And I think everyone calls it cinematic. It is, because he is not just putting that in the backstory to give you that layer of like, this is who I'm talking about and this is why it means more at the end, but also it's just as we've said before, the attention to detail, and he does it over and over and over again to the point where you're actually like quite confused at how he did this, especially if people say he doesn't write his rhymes. He must write his rhymes, because on this, he talks about from so many different POVs that there's no way you could do that just off if you could, well, maybe you could, maybe you're a genius, and he is a genius, obviously, but there's just moments on this track where I just think, again, aliens, if you need crime capers, you've got Woo, you got Nas, you got Jay-Z, but you haven't got anything like this, which is just dropping you line by line into just absolute, just genius, as I said. I can go into a little bit more, but what do you guys think? Ends Bleed.
I think Yeah, it would be my choice. I think that like I Got a Story to Tell is a better story tune than this, I'd say. And like the beat's all right on it. It's not my favorite beat. It's I don't know. Yeah, I can see why you've got it on there. It's mad that like he was making this album when he was 25, as you were talking about like storytelling and I think that's quite nice. But yeah, wouldn't go on there for me. It's a good Biggie album track. It's a just compared to other songs he's got on there. Haven't we got enough Biggie on there already?
This is the thing. I know people are going to say that, but I don't think you can encapsulate how good he is on this. I think he's better on this than the other tracks. Just at his craft, at what he's doing with the English language, from going like, so his POVs, right? I talked about, but to do that where you're going, Frank, pay attention. This motherfucker's his henchman, and then now you're switching to this side. Oh no, now you talk. It's just utterly more complex than the other stuff. The other stuff has more heart, you could say, but I would say this has that inner dialogue that is just. So it's going inner to external to inner. And this, I don't know, you could really dice this up to an alien and be like, this is how the English language works. And this is how storytellers go from someone like Shakespeare all the way to, these are your Wordsworths, it's your Dr. Dre's. It's, that's your Wordsworth. What are you saying, Ray? What are you saying?
I think this is your moment where you realise you've said all your spiel and then you realise you're double parked by a hydrant. And you're getting fucking towed. You're getting towed the fuck out of here.
Thank you for referencing the track. I love that. This
is basically on the background of we should only have one track per person, per artist.
We're not doing that though. We're not.
We should.
That right
we
now.
should. And I think I'm just. This is the
playlist. He can do what he wants, mate.
Yeah, for one thing. And secondly, we're gonna fill up the tracks and start knocking them out, and then like an easy argument is on. Oh, we should have this in. This person's got 16 tracks on it. You've got to start with Exhibit, and then you're going to work to Snoop, and then you're going to work, and then it's going to happen. So,
but then Juicy's going to come in, and then it's going to be like, oh, got it. Now Juicy's number one. That's what I'm saying.
Juicy's not ever getting on the fucking list for one thing.
We're gonna get there.
No, it's not. We won't because I'm not going to let it. It won't happen. No. It's not going to be on it. Juicy's not
How come?
Anywhere near
just
it.
Just a one sentence synopsis of why, just out of interest.
I'm
not arguing, just interested.
Just because it's rubbish.
Oh, okay, cool. Good synopsis, thanks.
Yeah.
well, hold on. Right, I would say
it's overrated. It's a pop track, is what it is. It's just overrated, and it's not Biggie's strongest track. This is not Biggie's strongest track, and I'll give you a good counter. I'll let you have it on if you can explain to an alien why it can't say the N-word.
I think that's pretty easy to explain to an alien and not why it can't say the M word, right?
An alien?
No, but I'm saying it's not an alien who's using it. It's us using it, and then we tell the alien why we use it in certain ways.
Explain.
Isn't it? To the alien.
Don't go into his Jordan Peterson free speech libertarian bullshit. I don't want to hear it.
He's
going to be. The alien's going to be like, oh yeah, cool.
You're getting tied into semantics over a word that's used so many times.
This is in the title. This is in the title.
Yeah, but you could use that argument for literally any song on this album, on this whole playlist.
Not in the title. It's not in the title, though, is it? In any other tune? It's just this tune.
But
I believe This Is How We Do It was going to have it in the title.
I don't understand. Okay, maybe I'm just not getting the argument as much, but I feel like that's getting bogged down in the semantics.
Let's not get down into. Don't let him drag you into that place.
Let's not even put it in the list. Don't let him drag you into
the dub. We don't want to go there.
And move on. Exactly.
Jordan Peterson world. I agree with you. Not go there.
Okay,
I agree with you.
But
I agree with you both. Not put it in.
One of the best hooks as well to show that machoism ego in hip hop, where it's like, imagine me, being afraid of a man who smokes, who breathes the same air as me. And you're like, oh, so you guys breathe air as well? Yes, we do. And imagine being afraid of someone who does exactly the same thing. It's this amazing use of language, I think, throughout the whole thing. Talks about this guy. What do you need to know about the guy? Oh, he's got tattooed around his gun wounds. What is it? He's got nothing to lose tattooed around his gun wound, everything to gain embedded in his brain. I don't need any more than that. I now know who this guy is. And this is moments he's doing that more on this song than other songs that are already on the playlist. But I also think better than songs. You said story to tell. I think story to tell is great, but it really leans on the twist, which is fine. That's fine. Like the ending is fine. This doesn't lean on the twist at all. This leans on nothing. This is the story, beginning, middle, and end. Dirty Three, dressing up like ladies, burning them with Dirty 380s, all the way to Double Pop by a Hydrant. It doesn't lead. It's just a perfect, just masterpiece of a crime.
Do you want to know what's almost as good as a fantastic use of language? A fantastic use of time, and we are 36 minutes in, and we've done 2 tracks.
And this is why you're next, James. This is why you're next.
Oh shit!
James,
what have I picked?
What have you got?
Okay, I'm just going to go with an easy one that should be in. It'd be interesting. This one going in utterly depends on whether Ray likes it. I feel. And
it can go in right now. There's a spare.
No, I know it will go in, but like it's one of those ones where like I use Ray as a sort of barometer of the basement dwelling lyric heads in the who not lowbrow, but the rappity rap fans. And it is a bit of a track like that. It's OC, Time's Up, one of the best opening verses of like all time, in my opinion. But
yes,
if Ray hates it, then I feel like I might be.
Then we don't consider Ray in 100% in.
Okay, cool. We're
next.
In. Okay, good.
So this is interesting because last time I brought it, I don't think anyone wanted to go in too much on it, and I think at that time it was we were in our own little pick.
What was it for?
OC's Time's Up. I said OC's Time's Up.
But for like when did we discuss it? I'd have been all over
it was during the 1994 tracks. So when we all bought but then again we were deep in the swamp of we've all got 1994 tracks we want to kind of argue on, and I thought Time's Up and Regulate were 2 obvious ones that should go on. But I'm glad you've brought it. I think that's good to have Buckwild on here. I think you need a producer like Buckwild to show exactly that. This is what backpack rap was, but also like Alien's concept of time. Now you have the concept of time in our universe.
And health, because you need to make sure that you don't lack the iron and the niacin. They need to know the chemistry of what humans need. Yeah, especially to be a good MC.
There you go. This is it. That's what I'm talking about. They're always, and I also think you can't downplay the importance of realness in hip hop being a real thing in the 90s, more so than now. I would say now you can get away with being Post Malone and not really being, kind of out offcast hip hop and going to other realms and be like, oh yeah, I just kind of like hip hop now and again. Then he's talking like taking down just these thug posturers, I think, which is great, who may have flooded hip hop in the 90s maybe a little bit. I didn't really see that. I wasn't there, but you feel like he'd seen this. And just that, what's he say again? You're non-conceptual, non-exceptional. Everybody's either crime related or sexual. Mate, that's you're right. Hip hop had these weird polar points, and then there were people in the middle, like this and another track you're going to bring, Jumbo, where I thought, like there was more nuance to the hip hop landscape, which an Alien needs to know about. It's stuff like this, that really intricate rapping and just amazing beats, and just quotables all over the place.
Do you want to know a little extra interesting fact that I found out while I was quickly looking up this track and some details? He didn't have any guests on his album, like another certain New York MC on his first album, except one of the guests was meant to be on there and didn't turn up. The one guest, Nas. He was meant to have Nas on his debut album, and he didn't.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is, just imagine that co-sign at that time as well. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why didn't he show up?
Apparently that beat was for Munch as well.
He lacked the irons and the niacin.
That's what it was. He lacked the irons and the niacin, mate. That's what it was. But I like that, Ray. James, fair play. Ray, you're next up, mate. What have you got going on? I'm going to go into the chat whilst you're talking.
Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the most underrated rappers alive. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. And woefully underrepresented, not represented at all on the list. On the fucking Crate 808 at all. Naughty by Nature, O.P.P.
Yeah. O.P.P. Absolutely. The 3 album runs, Naughty's on the list. The debates, Naughty's on the list. We've talked about songs that we love from the 90s. Naughty's always on the list. So I'm glad you did finally bring it. O.P.P. is an interesting one because I think you have a very good angle for Aliens there, haven't you?
The thing is, so it's the... Like Naughty by Nature, like this is from 91, and it's a concept tune, and it's. I mean, look, Well, it is, and it really sticks to the point. So it's for the first verse is guys doing it, the second verse is girls doing it, and the third verse is a girl doing it to Tretch. So, and the thing with this as well, what I love about this as well is that, so the other day we were doing the Ghostini album, and he's got a track on Ghostini called Stapleton Sex, which is just unlistenable. It's just him talking about his dick and just fucking all of the fucking noises that come with it. And then like Biggie's guilty of doing the same thing. Big Pun's guilty of doing the same thing. The fucking list goes on. But like in this, it's like Tretch leads you to believe he puts the word in your head, but then doesn't fucking say it. He's like, it's the longest, loveliest, call it the leanest. Another 5-letter word for rhyme. It's rhyming with cleanest and meanest. And then he says, I won't get into that. I'll do it sort of properly. I say the last P stands for property. And you're like, you're thinking he's got to say penis. And he's like, no, we're not. It's fucking 91. We're still polite. We still have manners. No one wants to hear people talk about, say the word penis. Never mind fucking sex on a track. Let's know. I mean, obviously the whole track's is about that, but it's not graphic. Your mum can still listen to it and not know what they're talking about.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing. It got popular because of that, right? So exactly, I'm with you. I think O.P.P is great. Yoke the Joker is one of my naughty picks. I would say that is such a good song. But Hip Hop Array, I mean, can you argue against Hip Hop Array? I don't know. Like, it seems to be very defines hip hop, right? For an alien. I think the O.P.P thing, what this song might do better than any song on the list, is that it does show the codes of what humans live by when it becomes about carnal desires, right? As in, like, you know, are you down with other people's pee? Are you thinking, I don't know, I'm not really, am I? But then what kind of system puts that in place? So I think you can really go into that with an alien. Be like, this is what our societies have built us up as, and this is what these guys made in the 90s as a reflection of that. And is it right? Is it wrong? Were hippies right that everyone's OPP is fine? You know, it's not property, you know, it's free love and all this.
It is an interesting, interesting insight into, you know, Tretch's and maybe all of Naughty by Nature's life at that time, is that their first single, the first release is they're so normalized in like, oh, we're just having sex with other people's wives all the time. Yeah, it's such a big part of our life. Like a couple of times a week at least, getting run out of the house, all that kind of stuff. Fucking hell, that's another tune that Biggie's got as well, isn't he? Look, he covers all bases. But it's just it's weird. Like I don't think I've been shagging a lot of other people's wives and girlfriends. I don't think
you don't think you have it. You don't think.
I was going to say, where's the? Well, you don't know, do you? If it's a one night thing, like Ray loves those, and you don't know.
Well, if you're the OPP, no. If they're on the look, I'm scared.
Yeah, let's not.
Now, isn't it?
Okay, well there you go. I like OPP. I think it's a great shout. Let's see what the chat's saying quickly before we jump into my next one. Free music. Let's have a look. Oh no, Ninja Rose, Most F Mathematics or Speed Law. Speed Law's my shout. Absolutely incredible song.
Yeah, they're both they're on it. They're on it.
Yeah, already there. Jaru the Damages, Ain't the Devil Happy. Love that track as well. Jungle Music for Jaru, says Aaron. We talked about this last time, didn't we? Free Music, One Day for Jaru. Aaron says, let's replace Exhibit's tracks with all these Jaru ones. Which I think is out of order, because Paparazzi and The Foundation, I think, are two that are going to be very hard to argue off out of the 10 that are on this playlist. And Free Music, The Chain Remains will be my naughty. The Chain Remains is a good song. If I remember it correctly, I think that is I can't remember what album that's on, but yeah, that's a good shout. And yeah, mate, I think we are now on to my next one. So, done Biggie. We've got quite a few ones here. How many have we done here then? So we've all had one go. That's
you got two from
Ray's had 4.
Oh no, sorry, you're just listening. Carry on.
Yeah, 4, and now 5th one. For me,
I think we're only going to get 3 done, right? Each, unless we go really quickly.
Well, why don't we talk about, just waste some time talking about how many we've got to go. Oh, I don't know. I think maybe we get 3.5 on. Oh, I'll just see. Let's think about it.
Well, I'm going Old Dirty Bastard, Shimmy, Shimmy, Ya,
Yes.
1995.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Music.
Not a fucking chance.
Ray, you haven't got this is going. You have to remember this. Like, this is not your control anymore.
Say your case.
Okay, yeah, I know. Right. So, what I love about this song is that it verges on, and you could argue it does make no sense, right? Especially as the song goes on, but it sounds amazing with these.
Sorry.
Keys, yeah, Ray, keep listening. I'll tell you. So these keys that RZA has ripped and made sound like that woo sound was so encapsulated of what they do. It was so different to what everyone else is doing. It's a different pole on the whole, like the map of hip hop. It was just completely different to everything else they were doing. And I think even if you have a song like this where they just rip up the fucking rule book, right, and they just go, no, we're just going to rewind them. We're going to have one verse, but we're going to play the traditional structure and fuck you all up by just rewinding the fucker. And now you're all in the club going, as it comes on, you're like, what are we doing? And other people went on to do and stretch that out and make that like a weird thing that happened in 1995 hip hop, yet still became a massive pop hit. And then you go into how you are now transcend, like even the start of it. Motherfucker, you can't even sing. Yeah, he can't. But he can, but he can't. That's the whole point of it. In hip hop, you don't need that. There is no rules. And just like punk, they're just saying with this song, there are no fucking rules and they're made by you. And if ODB's got that charisma and ODB's got that flavor, I can't think of another word to encapsulate what he does. He transcends that whole formatic, what has been put before into the realm of like, it morphs it into just a feeling again. It's that same thing. It's about how it feels when you hear it. And you're walking down the street and you're like, fuck. Dun, 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 dun. It's such a simple intro. Shows the beauty of how hip-hop could be encapsulated in just keys. That's what RZA's just done, is just the keys. And then bang, the rest of it just makes it move into like, when he says, take this mic away on the Bon Voyage. I only clicked this morning. I was walking around and I was like, listening to that. I was like, yeah, he fucking has. Just literally took that mic and he's gone, right, in rap, I was going to run with this now entirely into a different realm in Bon Voyage. And you can read it like that if you wanted to. I just feel like his, what's the word? Spirit, I suppose. You're going to find it very hard for an alien to know what ODB was like that's outside of this song. This kind of encapsulates his spirit more than anything. And then it also gives me a great excuse to sit down with the alien and watch Knocked Up for that intro and be like, this is where this song went. And look at this now. And now isn't Steph Curry like doing the Shimmy Shimmy Ya celebration and like all this shit? So it became just a thing in hip hop, like another monument.
Apparently it's in Breaking Bad as well, but I can't remember which episode it's in.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I haven't rewatched Breaking Bad in a long time, but I don't doubt
I'm rewatching it now. And
is it?
Yeah, it's really fucking good. Breaking Bad's got a shitloads of really good tunes in it. And
yeah.
Like I keep thinking, oh, maybe Shazam that. And then it obviously you get stuck in the episode and forget. So yeah, that was interesting. But
do you watch Better Call Saul as well? Right, are you watching that?
No.
Oh.
But no, I bet it's good. But it's just this. I can't spend that much time just fucking watching TV.
Better to just rewatch stuff you've already watched, right?
Yeah. No, but the thing is, you can't be disappointed then, can you? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. There's that. Yeah, true. Toby Nicholson, yes, Cam, Shimmy Shimmy Ya is a tune, has to be there. Free music, Shimmy Shimmy Ya is like acid jazz to New York hip hop. I fucking love you. Yeah, absolutely. Put it better than I could. Steve Piper, is it reversed or is ODB trying to communicate with aliens? Maybe that's why the aliens need to hear it. Tell us. Can you understand this?
Like Toby Nicholson's first message, I think this suggestion should be retracted. So...
Toby Nixon had his message retracted. It was too good. That's what it was. So, guys, any shouts on Shimmy Shimmy Ya? What are your thoughts on Shimmy Shimmy Ya?
I'm a huge fan. It's an amazing song. As the Woo themselves said, there's no father to his style. But that in a way, do the aliens need to know him if he's such an individual? Do you know what I mean? Has his influence spread out? Although, to be fair, you were saying that, like, the reverse section, are you referring to Missy Elliott in, is it Work It, where she does the reverse? Yeah. Do you reckon that was influenced by ODB? Have people been influenced by ODB that much? That's my question.
I think ODB has influenced, but more on a level of not copycatting his actual style, because like it's very hard to do that without sounding exactly like him, right? He's not like a normal rhythmic MC like Nas, where you can copycat Nas and kind of make it your own. With ODB, you can't. It's always going to be him. But what he did do is just show you can fucking do anything you want.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can be in a booth with Jizza and Meth and Ray and Ghost and the best MCs in Staten Island and do something completely different, but that's as good. And that I think is massively important for people like Young Thug and just the unique.
All the people everyone likes who listens to this podcast, all those people, he's influenced all the people like Young Thug, people like that.
No, but I'm saying if you're fast forwarding into like legacy, like I think he showed that uniqueness from day one. Who else? Buster was doing that. Yeah, fair enough. But Ray, what were you saying?
You can't put him in the same level as Buster. Buster's up here, Meth is up here, Inspector Deck is up here. He's down here in ability, and I think he knew that. And I'm not taking the piss out of him, but he's nowhere near as good, as skilled as a rapper. And
but as an artist,
but he just used what he had and did what he did, and that's cool. I'm listening to Meth.
No, but the point is, what you've nailed it there, Ray. If you haven't got whatever you have at your disposal as tools, if you can maximize them to 100% in hip hop, especially in 90s hip hop where it was Wild West, you can make a classic. I think that's the beauty.
I would say that ODB has made better and more relevant albums than Buster's ever made.
Relevant is a nonsense
Hot take.
word. You can put that in the pile with problematic. You can just leave it over there. Relevant. Define relevant. What's
ODB's
relevant?
had bigger, has had what's it called? The album with the Neptunes all over it. He brought the Neptunes to the fore before a lot of other artists. And Return to the 36 Chambers is better than anything Buster's ever done as an album.
I do like The Shining, and I do like When Desert Strikes Now. But do you know what? I listened to Return to 36 Chambers again. It's fucking mad, and I love it. It's just
a brilliant album. It's amazing. It's hard as fuck as well.
Yeah. You're murdering someone to that track.
I have. Yes.
Yes, I have. Right. Okay. So James, what's your next one, mate?
What's my next one? Okay, my next one. I'm doing Definition by Black Stars. The other one I bought. Just classic. Just as soon as that comes in. Yeah, as soon as that comes in the club in the 90s. Well, probably in early 2000s, late 90s.
99.
I used to love when that came on. So, and it's just a really fun song. References to Biggie, references to peace and hip hop. It's just great. It's just a feel good hip hop song with a great beat. Like, we need more of that in hip hop. Especially in this.
I think it's got loads of social commentary throughout the whole thing.
I think it's probably the best track from the Raucous era as well, to me. Oh, maybe.
I was going to say
Simon Says is probably.
Simon Says is.
Yeah, but I'd say this sums up. Simon Says doesn't sum up the raucous sound as much as this does. Simon Says is like more of a. It's not that backpack rap sound, whereas this is, and like, it's got more themes that you'd see from the raucous, sort of what you'd think of as raucous. So that's why I'm bringing this. It's like the definition of it's literally the definition, Cam. It's called the definition.
Why this and not redefinition?
Because I just like the beat better.
Wow. I prefer the redefinition beat so much more.
Really?
I actually prefer, the only thing about definition that I can be as a down, like, this is me picking at straws as well, like nitpicking a little bit, sorry, is it's the way Talib first comes in on his verse, that where they paint Mura as a Biggie, that is so offsetting compared to the just ridiculousness of Mos Def on that first verse. Yes, Mos doesn't get better.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
But
that's the same with any like early Talib quality. He's always off the beat compared to Mos.
But on redefinition, Talib's amazing. On redefinition, Talib is better than Mos. And Mos has got one of my favourite verses, which is, to be fair, I don't even know if it translates. It's not even that impactful. It's just the way he says it. Like, you talk about me to your grandson. That moment is just I don't know, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I am going to talk about Mos to my grandson at some point, definitely. And this is, I don't know, I kind of love, I kind of prefer redefinition, but I love definition. I think it's a great shout. And it's
not going on, but yeah, cool. Okay.
No, it is going on. And I feel that whole idea of this is what's happening in hip hop at that time. Tupac died, Biggie had died. There was a chasm,
this is why it needs to go in there.
And then aliens can hear this history lesson of that now, if you know what I mean. That
it's a slice of that period to me.
100%, absolutely. Ray?
I mean, look, it's a great track, but is it one of the ones that goes on 100 tracks to define hip hop to an alien? I don't think
That's
so.
why we're here.
No, yeah, but I think exactly. So I think no, I don't think it does, because I think you need to exhibit the best of what these two artists do individually, and it's nowhere near their best. But it's all right. But for the same reason, I'm thinking Flamboyant over Onyx. Just I want the aliens to be bopping their head, going, "Oh, that is shit." Not like, "Oh, let me study it. Let me get my book." I did. Oh, what was happening?
No, but
there?
that's the point of an alien, is to do both, isn't it? I think is aliens may not have necks, as we've talked about earlier, but we want them to at least feel it. But we also want them to learn about what. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste of. You've got 100 tracks, like that's quite a lot of music. You want them to both feel it and
we're literally not got enough space to put the tracks on we're suggesting today, for one thing, and secondly, like, is it better than Get By Talib? No, it's not. Is it better?
Oh my God, Get By!
I think it is. I think it absolutely is. I think
that's
it's
terrible taste, mate. That's terrible taste.
You're fucking ridiculous,
mate. Because
that's the thing with this album. It was all right, but it was both of them not at their best, and you can hear that. Is that this isn't them at the best? They're all right. This isn't Miss Fat Booty most, and it's not. And Get By beats the shit out of this, beat wise, all of it.
But Get By is from the 2000s, and also it's not as good a tune. But anyway.
Oh shit! Gutted, Ray.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. You'll have to learn a bit about hip hop.
I was just trying to find something, because I'm all right with Talib not being on it at all.
We've got 3 minutes before it hits 10 o'clock, guys, and I turn into a pumpkin.
We can keep going. If Jambo falls out, I've just realised we have other tracks, and me and Ray can just argue if Jambo has to leave. But let's do your next one then, Jambo. Go on, let's do another one from Jambo.
My next one is Elevators by Outkast.
Come on.
Just got a great hook. And I'd say it gives a little bit of a different view of rap fame than what you're getting in the rest of the 90s, about how it's hard, and like a little bit of insecurity from Andre 3000, a little bit of vulnerability about what it's like to be famous and have to keep doing it, and how he's saying that he's got to keep making these hot tracks, and he's no different to the guy on the street in that respect. And I just thought it's a really nice, and it's a fucking great tune. And also just in Atlanta, that bit at the end of Atlanta, which is, do you remember that? Like the end of the first season? Like, I don't know why, but sometimes like culture sort of meshing into a song just makes it a bit more, when I like heard it again on that, just sort of made me go re-listen to it again from a different angle. And like, I think you're absolutely right, James. I think there's a moment, especially on this playlist, it's not a fair representation of what hip hop was in the 90s. There is some Outkast on there, but I feel there needs to be a lot of other strands of hip hop in the 90s were going on that aren't on here. We've got no Freestyle Fellowship. I think we've got One Souls in Mischief. We've got, and then obviously South, we haven't got like hardly any apart from like a few Outcasts. It's a very flag waving, like tokenistic thing that we've done. And I think Elevators is a great shout for, I think you're right, man. That last verse, when he's like going, I have to make, I think that struggle, equating the struggle to the normal person. Not many hip hop songs do that. For an alien, I think that's great. You get that different sound, you're getting a different hook, you're getting different, like, just voices. And then you're getting that point where you're like, oh shit, like it wasn't as bling bling as some people are saying. It wasn't as downtrodden as DMX. It was actually somewhere in the middle where these guys are kind of very humanistic. Kind of exactly.
Yeah, a bit more normal. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, I've got to build up the amount of Outkast tunes for when we're all cutting it down. So, that's part of the meta of how you do this.
I'm not even. I was going to bring Liberation. Liberation was on my shortlist for this time, but you said you're bringing Elevators, so I thought, I'll hold on Liberation. But I love that. Ray, Elevators?
No.
This is going to be so fun when James
more analysis. Keep it rolling. Great analysis. Let's move forward.
There's literally a track on the same fucking album called 80 Aliens.
That's a great song.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it is a great song. And it's almost got aliens in the fucking title. And it's a way better beat. I just think when it comes down to it, and I don't want to keep barking up the same, going on and banging on about the same, or whatever metaphor you want to use.
Use one.
It's not the best, is it? And when we're talking about 100 tracks, and after months, years of trimming down this fucking playlist and then getting the best of the best of the best of the best, so the aliens can be like, cool, they've got the most not necessarily head nodding, but the most incredible shit. There's a range of 100 different eyes. We're not going to destroy your planet.
But why don't you
Elevators
make the argument
ain't
when you're
it.
taking them off, and instead of doing it now, that's the argument for when you take them
Why?
off.
Why would you do that? Why would you do? Is that how you live your life? Yeah, I'm just going to do all this waste of time stuff. I'm going to buy this shit that I'm going to throw away
No, I'm just saying,
immediately.
you've not
I'm just
made
going to buy it
one
now,
argument.
fill up. Is
what
there
I'm
any
saying
waste
is
in
you've
that in that wardrobe? No, there isn't.
No, but it's
Cam,
not.
you are barking at the wrong tree, because me and you are trying to come up with good reasons why we'd play it to an alien, and Ray's just going, "No, I just want to put my favourite tracks on it." That's
No,
all.
what you're doing is literally like,
Although he
oh
did
god,
say
yeah, alien, yeah, you got to listen to this track, and he's going to be like, oh shit, Nas is like, yeah, fuck it, wait, elevator, oh, what? I got to get my notepad out. All right, what's happening? Oh, just being famous is tough. Is it what? Where's Ray's next track? Where's Ray's next track? That's what he's going to be fucking saying. That's the experience of the aliens.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know about that, but I like that you're bringing something. I think we haven't talked about the Sonics on this track. I think the Sonics on this track are completely different to anything else that's like on this playlist.
Yeah,
and it's great. That's what you want. That's what you want. That kind of whoa. These guys over here were completely slowing it down. There was none of this shouty, boom, bappy stuff. It was just like whoa. It's almost like a metronomic beat. Like
shouty, boom, bappy stuff. What hip hop? Oh, okay, yeah, fine.
Oh
fair enough.
no,
Yeah.
let's not get back into that.
No, what I'm saying is this. Okay,
Get used to it.
okay.
That's where we live. That's exactly what's happening.
Cam,
No, we don't.
Cam, let's not
90s
start.
hip hop wasn't just boom bap. Clearly it wasn't.
Cam,
We all
Cam,
know that.
You've got next time. We made a mistake today. We started at 9 o'clock. Ray's to give Ray a little bit more time. Look how much energy he's got. Look how much obnoxious
You want to go
behaviour.
a bit earlier?
Yeah, let's make him a bit
No, I like
tireder.
it, I
Wear
like
down
it.
the obnoxious nature. He's a bit more easy to handle when we start at 8.
So I'll tell you what we're going to do, because James does have to run, and James has got one more track. James, you do that
No,
one. then me and Ray will-
I'll hang on until like 15:15. Say that?
Okay.
Yeah?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Who would you... Okay, you've got... I'm going to let you have the choice then, Jambo.
I want to
Who
hear
would you
what
like to
Ray's...
from,
I want to
me
hear
or Ray?
Ray's next track.
Ray, what you got?
I got a
I've got it
feeling
written down if you need it.
I brought this before.
Bring it again.
I am bringing it again, because if it doesn't get on, I will be throwing my guns in the air. Boom.
Throw your guns. It will get on because it's the 6th track and there's 2 more spots. So you're right. Throw your guns is on.
I mean, there's
Very
no
good
way
design.
there's no way there's a list of 100 tunes to define hip hop, to play to an alien to define hip hop, and how is the Onyx not going to be on there? But I mean, I would say also that there should only be one of them. But look, throw your guns in the. I mean, there's Slam is obviously their most successful, and I think this is the ground that we trod before. But yeah, it's just the raw aggression, the utter raw aggression, but still disciplined rhyming. This was 93, and also it's got. If you really want to go into the relevance for the aliens, it's also got 2 lines in it that were then sampled and used on other incredible tracks that are both probably going to make it onto this playlist.
Yeah, it has been sampled a few times. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll both get on there. I don't know. Hold on. What's the second one? I can't remember what the second one is. But yeah.
So it's got J. Rue's Come Clean.
Come Clean.
Heads up,
that's
because
what
we're
I
dropping
thought.
some
Heads
shit.
Up, dropping shit. Yeah.
And Biggie, Give Me the Loot. What's
Give Me the
mine's
Loot.
mine, what's yours mine.
Yours is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, and the cyclical nature, I can see that. Do you know what? I think the perfect way for this to just be on that 90s, like why an alien needs to hear it is one of the best versions of shouty hip hop. Yeah, that shouty hip hop. There was an era of shouty hip hop. Onyx were probably masters of it, I would think. And
Still
the
are.
beauty of this is it's birthed from all of Onyx's stuff for me is birthed from Busta's verse on Scenario. Like everything on Busta's verse in that few bars he did, Onyx took it into this other place, and you can tell the genesis of it comes from 90s hip hop as well. It's like it's born in 90s hip hop and it comes out in 90s hip hop, and it just makes this realm of hip hop that was like very brown and grey and camo. And you know, that was it. And that was Onyx. And yeah, I think
it's 20 men wearing Timberland boots, kicking and stomping on someone in an alleyway. That's essentially this era of hip hop.
Yeah, but
what you mean?
This is
you mean these boots? You mean the ones that's literally in the logo? In the logo?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the beauty of it in 90s hip hop. I wore Timberlands out to death. I loved them, and I think this is it. And I think the other thing you can probably argue to an alien about the Onyx is, like just the Onyx generally, but throw your guns, is I don't think in 90s hip hop you get a voice like Sticky's, right? That is just the darkest underbelly of the demonic side of what hip hop could be. Like, no one scares the shit out of you like Sticky. And even on here, when it's like, it almost breaks under the strain, if you know what I mean, of what he's putting on it. He's putting a lot of strain on. They all are, but the way his naturally sounds, and especially when he's going, you know, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. You're like, okay, here, take it. That's fine. That you're absolutely right. And I think that fear and scariness, we talked about like why we love coke rap in the last episode, right? In the last live show.
Why we love coke rap.
No, but it's true. Like, why do people get attracted to coke rap and why is it so famous? And I think it has that moment of fear. And like, as I said, that exoticness to it where you're like, oh, it's dangerous, but he can't hurt me through headphones. Can he? No, he can't.
Do you know what ruined it for me though? Like at that point, because I was quite young listening to this. And at the time Moesha was out. Do you remember Moesha?
Fredro Starr.
Fredro Starr was in that, and I knew, obviously I was listening to Onyx, but then there's Fredro in Moesha. It was a real, like, I kind of couldn't vibe with that. It was odd. Yeah, what's going on? But I'm still scared of Sticky Fingers, less so Fredro after that. But
yeah, okay, I feel that Moesha could have ruined it. You can tell the aliens about that as well. Yeah. Like, by the way, this guy did go on to do.
I mean, he's great. I like Fredro Starr. His verses are good. The problem with Onyx is Sunny Seas.
But even on this track, though, still good.
No, not really. He's not a very good rapper. I'd like to replace him. I'd like to do like a trade Buckshot in. I feel like Buckshot would be better in Onyx than Sunny Caesar.
Buckshot would be amazing.
Someone
would be amazing.
Yeah, or Ruck or Rock. Anyone from Boot Camp Clip. Come over.
Yeah.
We'll trade Sunny Seas to you.
It's the draft.
Yeah.
I think Steve Piper makes a very good point here. I think he's looked at the playlist. New York backpack rap and West Coast non-gangster rap does need more representation in the playlist.
Yes, that's why I bought it. Thank you, Steve Piper.
No, yeah, exactly. West Coast non-hip-hop, non-gangster. I am here for that. Hyro, let's go. But next one, James. How long? Would you like my next one?
Keep going. Let's have your next one.
Okay,
we got through that quite quickly though. That one.
Yes, we did. I am going to go to a song that I think, for me especially, press the fucking reset button, and that is Missy Elliott's "The Rain" in 1997. This track is just on a personal level. That I'm going to talk about the aliens. I think that was the moment when I didn't understand what was really happening. I think I watched the video first. So I think that really enhanced that impact. I think if the aliens come, you've got to show them the video, because this is what the fuck space age hip hop was doing in 97. No one was doing this. Hype was on it. Timbaland, Missy. And what I love about Timbaland and Missy, especially after reading about them as we grew up, is it does feel like even that yawn at the beginning, you know, it's like, oh, it's like, this is a rap awakening, right, into a new era where these people have been isolated. Japan was isolated from the world for like hundreds of years, and they became a really unique culture. And now that people go there, oh wow, there's nothing else like this. That was Missy and Timbaland. They didn't. She said she didn't even listen to a lot of hip hop, and that's what comes out of it. When people are isolated and left to their own devices, they can make something that is so stripped down. I would argue it then verges also for an alien to tell them we have cover songs on this earth, and hip hop samples. It doesn't cover. It usually samples other songs. I would say this verges into cover songs because she fully encapsulates the original song and makes it her own. And I would put it up there as, you know, Vanilla Fudge's and Credence. Like, loads of people have done amazing cover songs. I would put it right up there as one of the best cover songs generally. And I think just seeing us in hip hop, the pavement hardcore, it's that pavement hip hop, that shit that was hardcore and concrete, and then me being beguiled by someone sampling fucking crickets. What? And it didn't sound corny or like odd, or it just sounded like something completely new. And I think that is when you go to the Aliens. By the way, you have all this that's on the playlist, and guess what these guys did in 1997? And this then single-handedly not just expands your musical palette, it expands the fucking next 10 years of hip-hop. The next 10 years is this. The Neptunes, Timbaland, Missy, it all came from Ciara, Elliott, all that, even the R&B side to it. I would say this is where the large portion of hip-hop went, and it started in 1997 with The Rain. So I've got to put The Rain on there.
I agree. I'm in. So
I'm not in. I disagree.
I knew you wouldn't be.
Is it the crickets?
Well, Cam just spent a few minutes discussing why it was
He always
new,
spends a fucking few minutes discussing the minutiae and over-intellectualizing
because I think about it, it's value for the listener, if anything. Imagine me staring at it and going, yeah, no, all right, see you later, guys.
Cam, you should have known. As soon as you said, oh, it's new and innovative, you should have been like, oh, yeah, Ray's not going to like it. No, they've done something different. No, don't bother. Throw it out. Get rid of it.
I do know Ray. I've lived with Ray for quite a large time and quite a long time. And there was moments when we loved new shit. New shit would come out and be, oh my God, this is amazing. But yeah, I don't think we got that much into Missy, but clubbing, she was everywhere at that time.
Yeah,
Ray,
she was everywhere. Justin Timberlake was everywhere. He's not getting on the fucking list either. I don't.
Do you consider it hip hop? When she's put in the line,
please don't say you don't consider this hip hop, because then we clearly know.
When she's put in the line with all the other MCs, like Cities of Eve and people like that, are you going to go? No. You're not. This isn't hip hop.
Then Naughty's hip hop wasn't hip hop. Naughty's hip hop.
You're going to tell her to her face she's not hip hop.
This is what a ridiculous concept. Like as if they would give a shit about what the fuck I'd say. You're not hip hop. You're a dickhead. Fuck off. That's what the response would be. Probably from Missy Elliott as well. Actually, I imagine she'd probably be quite nice. But like, oh, you're entitled to your opinion. Yeah.
She seems very lovely.
I disagree. And just probably throw a few hundreds at me. Fuck off.
But just to confirm, is Missy Elliott hip hop?
It's all fucking hip hop. You're a dickhead. The point is, I don't fucking like it. Like if we're talking about like the
it's not about if you like
the best beats and the best lyricist. She's not the best lyricist, and if she's not
aliens,
and if she's
stop talking about you,
and if we're talking about I'm just gonna fucking talk over you so you fucking let me speak. That's what all these podcasts are. They're just you going, oh, I've got a funny joke. I got a funny joke. I've got a funny joke. Fuck
genuinely
off.
funny that was though. That was genuinely funny.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks. Man.
Talking over it. It's not the best
8 o'clock
Timbaland,
start
is it?
from now on. 8 o'clock start.
It's not it's not Timbaland's best, is it?
Oh, I think it might be.
No, it
listening to it. What's Timbaland's best?
Pony.
In the 90s.
There's a million better thing. I can't remember if I think Ugly was Ugly with Paul Wall
in the
was
90s.
I think that was 2000s, wasn't it?
There's 2000s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also,
right
you're
now,
an idiot for saying that.
Oh, Paul Wall. So Paul Wall and Terminology got an album out now, and it's fucking ridiculous. So good. But that's for a later thing. Yeah, Paul Wall's back in. He's back in the game, and
why have we gone to Paul Wall?
Let's
Is
not.
this talking about the next
Paul Wall. Paul Wall. You got to say it properly. Paul Wall.
Okay, Paul Wall. Yeah. I don't know where we've got to, but I don't understand. If it's for aliens, there isn't a song that probably does it as good as this to tell them what happened in hip hop in the 90s. Surely you can't let aliens have a blinkered view of history. Oh, you can let aliens have blinkered view of history.
We're saying that all of the 90s into 100 tunes.
Exactly.
And you're not going to put The Rain in?
There's easily 100 tunes better than this tune. And more
it's not better. It's representative. It's representative.
All right. Use input whatever word you want to say, and there's 100 tunes that are better.
You don't even understand your own list.
There isn't.
You don't understand my list. You don't understand it. I want the alien. I made up the list. I made up the list.
Ray made it up.
To justify. Yeah, it's made up.
And
all of this is made up. All of these songs are made up. Everything is made up, Cam. All art is made up.
I know. And it's not Ray's anymore, just like all art is. You birthed something and you thought it was yours. It's no longer yours, Ray. It's now the public's. It's now the patrons. It's ours. It's everyone listens to this show. It's our list and it's not yours anymore. And that's the point. Because when it comes to voting off, you think it's just going to be us three. No. It's going to a vote. We're going to do a vote on the socials for which songs get on. So Ray, you can make arguments to try to convince people, but ultimately it's not yours to decide on.
This is about a representational list of 90s hip-hop to show to an end to say this is 90s hip-hop. No?
That's where I'm going from it.
That's what I always thought it was.
It's very clearly to define hip hop, and the problem is obviously all of us have different definitions. Everyone has a different understanding of what hip hop is,
and that's why this list should represent all of them.
Yeah, and so obviously I very much prioritize fucking hot lyrics, and Missy ain't that.
Yeah, but hip hop isn't that. Hip hop is that, but it's also other things.
There we go. That's you're there listening to Shimmy Shimmy Ya, and I'm like, there's all of the woo that's better.
Unfortunately, that one fell swoop, Ray has kind of painted us into this corner.
He was almost there. He was saying, he was like, he was almost there, and then at the last minute he was like, but then I just like hot lyrics are there.
But now I know.
Almost there.
No one's going to listen now, because no matter what we bring, Ray's always going to have the same thing. And unfortunately, we've got this paint. So our audience will never grow now. It'll only ever be.
Well, I'm not going to be someone else.
No, I'm not saying be someone else. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, I've now realised we are in a corner
I'm saying
fully painted. But yes, anyway, you are saying it.
I'm saying
James, you had one I wanted to talk about. If you have time to talk about it.
Yes, yeah, I was going to bring. I was just running out of ones to put on, and then I just thought it would be nice to have this KRS-One, because KRS-One is underrepresented on this, as I feel like KRS-One's got a bit of a bad rap. He never really made anything in the 2000s and plus, and that sort of like made him back into the spotlight kind of thing. And like, he was huge in the like late 80s, early 90s. He was like the man.
Some would say best rapper of all time.
Yeah, and like he's not in those conversations. He's not in those conversations really ever. Whereas someone like Rakim, who I can see why he would be, and is probably more relevant. I'd say I don't know. Yeah, he's probably should be there more. But KRS-One was the man, and like he's dwindled. His respect has dwindled, I feel, over time.
I think his respect also dwindled recently over the African Bambaataa stuff. Like,
what happened? I didn't see this.
It's African Bambaataa's allegations against him as well for sexual misconduct, stuff like that.
Shit, KRS-One has.
No. African Bambaataa. Okay. And KRS-One kind of just came out and supported him throughout the whole thing. And the accusations are pretty heinous. Heinous, I suppose is the word. So I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I just think get all the facts before you start. And it did not feel like that when he came out. He was just like, no, it's kind of blind, backing. And I think he lost sort of respect from that. But if you're looking at 90s, he was up there. I remember him being on a track was a statement in the 90s, like he'll be on Posse Cuts, where other rappers would be like, fuck, KRS-One's the punk. That's the kind of respect he had. I absolutely agree with that. He changed my life on one verse, which was, I'm not saying I'm number one. Oh, sorry, what was it again? No, I'm not saying number one.
No, sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That, yeah, I remember just that thinking, I love hip hop. This is what hip hop is. Oh, that moment. And, I think A Friend's interesting one.
Yeah, that's what I bought, by the way, A Friend, just because it's a little bit different, a little bit. I think aliens need to know about friendship and things like that. Yeah. And I think this is one of the best sort of songs about that subject. There's a little bit of a sort of tonal change for KRS as well. Like it's a bit more, he can be a bit teachy. I mean, people call him hip hop's teacher, don't they? He's kind of he's a bit preachy, whereas this is kind of a bit heartfelt and, yeah, it's just a nice look for the playlist, a little bit different. Again,
it is, 100%. Sick beat as well, all of it. Even the video is quality as well. He's just sitting at the piano, blatantly not playing it. Just sitting there like,
go special.
Yeah, no, get the angle from over there. Get the angle from over there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't need to see the hands. Don't need to see them.
doing a Ghost special. I love that. I like it because it is that friendship angle. There's not many songs that are this kind of universal in that, right? Like, as in, like, it's, you could hear this anywhere and be like, you could sit here watching films, you could do this, you could listen to, but that's all going to end at some point. And you think, shit, that's my life. I live with all my mates. That's all we did, and that did end. And now you're left with friends and like, what are friends now? And I think, yeah, there is a lot of layers to this song, and
he uses the word silly,
so
which in hip hop is an underused word. Silly.
Does he use silly?
Yeah, acting really silly, yo.
Acting really silly, yo. Love that. So there we go. KRS-One. Shall I do my last one then?
Yes.
Oh no, I think Ray's got one more.
I'll hang on for your last ones.
Okay, so things that are getting taken off. I think we've got to take something off now. I've got a few of these listed. Carry the Weight, At the Speed of Life, Fooling Around, Beware, Pump Pump, G's and Hustlers.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were just listing, automatically listing Exhibit. But carry the weight.
No, I'm just going through what I thought a lot of people already have on. Which ones can we take off? So I'm not going to go through the whole list. I've got a bit of a list, but there's a lot of dupes on here. I would say multiples. I love Exhibit, but I think it's now time to take one of these Exhibit tracks off. So I will put this on the vote for the socials, but let's see what us guys think as well. I'm going to take off Carry the Weight, because I think Carry the Weight is great, but the Foundation does it better.
Yeah.
So if you're going to keep any Exhibit track on, I would take Carry the Weight off, and I'm going to put on Murder by UGK. Now, Murder by UGK, 1996.
Oh, a Token Southern song. Cool.
No, it's not. It's one of them songs. Well, it's interesting when you say that about like tokenism, right?
It's only because you mentioned it earlier. It's only because you said token.
We have this playlist, and I fear in myself that it's not representative of what 90s hip hop is. So when I started looking at other South stuff and other Bay Area stuff and New Jersey and like just Midwest stuff, there wasn't much great things that I thought, oh, can I make an argument, as much as Murder? Because first of all, Murder has probably one of the best verses in 90s hip hop. Bun B's second verse is one of the best verses. I think it's just heralded as that generally. I also agree with it, but it is a moment where you can say to the aliens, right, this is how a one-take masterpiece in hip-hop sounds. Bang. Play them that was done in one take. They can take what they want from it and then understand the actual song. The nihilism of just calling something murder. That's just murder, that is. Okay, cool. These guys, so what's murder? And aliens are like, right, okay, so this is what hip-hop is generally about, but these guys have crystallized it and just gone, bang, straight to point. And the way... do not sleep on Pimp C. Pimp C has got a great... a lot of people call him this, and I need to get more into Pimp C stuff to clarify it, but they do call him a genius in the South for what he did as well. And I think when you hear this track and how he's produced it, I said this to Shay Serrano when he came on, right? We talked about UGK. And I said, on Frank White in King of New York, and you've watched King of New York, haven't we?
Yeah.
And he goes into the spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched
it. If you're tired of guys like this, that there.
Well, my other favourite scene is when he goes into the cop's funeral, right, with a shotgun, and just goes, "Oi, not oi, oi." Just goes, "Yo," and the guy looks and he just shoots the guy with a double-barrel shotgun at the police funeral in broad daylight. So I just casually drives off. I always think Murder should be playing in the as they murder. Yo, bang, shoot him down. Perfect track for that sound. It's just so like cutthroat. And then when you listen to Bun B's verse, right, and what he's fucking doing with the English language in the South, you talk about Andre, this guy's doing it on a different level. The thing about this is, I can see why East Coast heads and West Coast heads loved it, because it is triple entendres, it is switching your style up. It has this whole... He was fucking hungover when he did it. He slept under the fucking soundboard when he did it, and then he got up, and you think he's doing things, and he's keeping it so localized, like 50 elbows for sale. I didn't know what 50 elbows were, but elbows are the things on their cars that they ride. These are the things that you can explain to an alien, what's happening in Houston, in 90s hip-hop, and in the crack game. And then when he starts saying stuff like the English language here, he talks like, now I done whipped out my Borelli, flying through your pelly and some red jelly dripping at your belly. What? And that whole idea of equating blood to jelly can only be done by someone, and again, I'm sorry for repeating myself from the Shea Serrano episode, but only someone can equate like blood to a children's dessert who's just seen blood all his fucking life. Yeah, just blood, just that's like jelly to me. That it's fine. And there's these moments on that verse where I just think, yeah, I don't know many other rappers that are hitting that fucking level in the 90s when it comes to talking about murder, just straight up murder. So yeah,
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of rappers doing that.
They are, but it's Bun B.
He teaches a university class now, right, or something like that.
Apparently he's one of the nicest fucking guys in hip hop.
Yeah.
He'll go to like local clubs to see someone who's got no followers just to watch them, just to support them. I imagine just a hip hop legend just going, all right, see ya.
I think there's a little known rapper called Ja Rule that you need to school yourself on, but never mind.
Ja Rule, the German alternative to Ja Rule. Ja Rule.
Is Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
It's not Ja Rule. It's Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Oh, you like Ja Rule, huh?
Sounds like a West Side Gun skit somewhere. Oh, Ja Rule. Sorry,
Ja Rule.
Go on, Ray. What were you going to say about murder? Shouldn't be on because it's what?
No, it should be. There should be a UGK tune. We can debate which one should be, and maybe it's murder. I mean, like Pinky Ring or One Day were also pretty fucking sick,
Like
and they're like
Pinky Ring. Pinky Ring's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was never too much into UGK, but this also feeds into the whole argument to have one, because you know when we go down
now
to
we're playing that. Now we're going to do that.
Look, when we get to the point of having one track per artist, if we go that way, like UGK is one of the ones. You know, there's a lot of the obvious ones, the Dre's, the Nas, the blah, blah, etc. The big tracks, and then later on you're like, okay, well, how else? Where are we going to? And you're going to go into these, like, again, hands up. I haven't listened to much UGK, but like going through the album, you're like, yeah, there's some pretty sick tracks on here that I'm hearing now.
It's made for driving, which I know you used to bump in your ride a lot. If you bump music in your ride, listen to Riding Dirty. It's perfect.
Don't have a car anymore. Chauffeur driven everywhere.
Skateboard, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
Is that because you got done for drink driving?
No,
I don't think so.
No, I never got caught. No, that's a joke. I don't drink drive.
Joke, everyone.
No.
Don't clip that. Definitely don't clip that.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of points for speeding, and so I sold the car. And then this isn't very interesting, but then realised you don't need a car. Just I walk everywhere, or get electric skateboard, or just get an Uber. Fuck it.
What are you doing? Ubering after criminals? How do you catch criminals?
I don't think he uses his own personal transport. For
yeah, in the police,
that's some cop film.
We just buy our own cars. We just buy our own cars and turn up with them, going, "Oh, can I use this?"
You're allowed to drive them though if you've got a load of speeding fines.
I got the speeding fines in fucking police cars. Fucking cunts, but I wasn't able to get rid of them. Anyway, it's fine.
Right, I'm going to quickly go into the chat if that's okay. Can I have a quick moment in the chat for us?
Have a quick moment.
Ninja Rose says, "Jizzer Beneath the Surface." That's a fucking great song. That's a fucking great shout. Sorry, Aaron. We need an X Clan song on this. Fuck me. Yeah. Well, there we go. Very ignorant about X Clan. What tracks do you, my friend? Says Nick Sheffield. Exodus Bangs. Yeah, you're right, Jack. Jack, Sugar Free is on my shortlist. Why are you bullshitting? Needs to have some love on here. So yeah, Sugar Free. It will be brought up at some point by me, probably. So Aaron just checked, and yeah, sorry, it's not on Spotify. Gutted, so it's not on Spotify. Nick Sheffield, Ubering after criminals, need a Ray storytelling track about that. Ray, get to it. Let's go. So the last one I think we have is Ray's one. So Ray, if we have time for this, you can bring this, but you've got to take off a track off of this list. Have you got? I can throw you a few nominees.
No, it's fine. Just take off another exhibit track. It's fine.
I was going to say the glaring one is you've got about 5 pun. Do you need 5 pun?
You got to no. Come on, pun.
And not one of them is off the books, by the way, which really hurts.
That's a bit ridiculous. Let me have a look at what the pun tracks.
He's got Boomerang and Beware were the two I thought.
Boomerang can probably go. But Beware, but you can't get rid of Beware. That's insane.
Look at the others. I'm saying, do the others do the same thing better or not? And the others are. Let's have a quick look.
Well, I know what Ray's bringing, so like
Big Pun has got Twins, has to go on. Beware, You Ain't a Killer, Boomerang.
Take Boomerang off.
Yeah,
I do love Boomerang, but if I'm gonna follow through with what I said about each artist represented on one tune, Yeah, Twins has to stay on. So
yeah, Twins has to stay on. But this is going to go to a vote, remember, on the socials. So you're going to have to tell me which one of these thinks can go against the vote.
Oh, so Boomerang is going to go on the vote against Exhibit. It's going to stay on then, isn't it?
If you, it's not Exhibit. No, Boomerang is going to go off for your pick that you're bringing right now, which is.
It is Diggity Das Effects.
Oh,
real hip hop.
Which kind of got to go on just for the name alone.
Das Effects.
Yeah, it is. That's
the real hip hop. Sorry,
the real hip hop. You even start the playlist stuff with it. Wait, what is it? What is this? What is this? What is the playlist we're listening to, Ray? We just come to this planet. Yeah. What's going on? Real hip hop. Okay, real hip hop is what it is. So
I think, yeah, it's interesting because it's their version of what real hip hop is. And I look at this playlist and this list, and I think there's quite a lot of versions of this kind of hip hop though. like it is the real hip hop. You're right. It is authentic. There's just a lot of this on the list already, but I'm not against it going on against Bo Boomerang. And to be fair, we might not even need to put it to a vote if the patrons agree. I don't know. Let's have a look. See what we're saying quickly. Nick Sheffield, Beware must stay. Boomerang gone. I agree. Beware defo has to say, said Ninja Rose. Aaron just mentioned that Montel Jordan's still on here, isn't it?
I was really hoping no one would notice. I was really hoping no one was noticed. I was like, yes,
Montel's
Aaron, I'm so glad you're awake.
Yeah.
And I'm
no, sorry,
Montel's off.
First answer only. First answer only. Boomerang's gone. Sorry.
Oh, mate. Oh, that was. I honestly thought that the fair play to you. Right.
I was keeping really quiet there the whole way. Yeah, the B-Nuts aren't on this playlist, and that is shocking.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're gonna have to have an episode where we bring in ones to replace.
Oh man,
I can't argue against Das Effects that much because they also.
Oh no, it would be Watch Out Now. It would be
what?
It'd be Watch Out Now, wouldn't it? So off the books versus Watch Out Now.
Off the books all day long because the pun verse.
The pun verse.
No, because the pun's already on here. So
it did not take me. Go on.
Oh yeah,
here.
Are we doing that though? Are we going to do the one track per artist?
No. Well, not one track features. That's ridiculous. We'll get into that. Right now, we're just trying to cull it a little bit, and now we've got there.
We should do a vote on what the playlist should be. Should it be one track per artist? Should it be this, or should it just be what Ray thinks? And then we'll know for good.
That would be all those things.
I'm going to put that up. So the beat that's on the playlist that all sleep up. You're right. We just said that's mad. Montel Jordan's.
But again, but that's the thing. We're going to go through this. We're going to keep having realizations of like, oh shit, the beat nuts aren't on here. Fuck. And
that's why the patrons are here to remind us.
And next thing you know, we're going to have.
We do need to get a definition of what the playlist is.
In a couple of years' time, when we have. One artist, 100 different artists and their best tracks. You'll be able to refer back to this video, and I'll be able to say, "Fucking told you so."
Well, patrons, if you're in the chat right now, tell us what you think. What kind of playlist should we be curating? We all want to make it a collaborative effort, don't we? I think Das Effects, just one thing.
Ray doesn't.
Well, I do. So.
But Das Effects is like
we haven't talked about.
It's just their different style. It's the thing that they're jokers as well. And this tune in particular was the beat. It was like a mainstay in like in 90s hip hop clubs kind of thing. And the whole the smiggity diggity. I'd be crack a beer and kick my feet up. Turn the heat up and smiggity smoke all the weed up. Why the smiggity? Even in the chorus, to the hit hip, to the hop. The hit, not to the hip to the hop, to the hit hip, to the hop.
As I've said before.
So this is what you've said before. Sorry.
I was just going to say, as I've said before, they're the Migos of the 90s.
But this is what Ray has always argued against, is you're not saying anything, it's little rips and rap, it's like, but if it sounds good, it can still get there. And Ray's obviously done it with this. There's nonsense words. They don't need to use those words. And also, I think the Alien does need to know there was an era of rap that had a massive backlash, which was diggity rapping, which was, why are you just rap? Like Jay-Z, early Jay-Z was diggity this. And it's like, you're not saying anything. You're just trying to make it sound so it fits. But is that a bad thing if it sounds good? Migos, that kind of thing. You said there about Ray, that's your argument usually. Das Effects have had that leveled against them quite a few times. But I do agree that you need that on the playlist, on the list for the aliens to know about it. To be like, hold on, so what were you guys angry about? Well, Ray's angry about everything except for diggity diggity rapping, which everyone else is angry
Just shit
about,
hip-hop,
which is
mate.
odd.
Just angry about shit hip-hop, mate. Don't know why you're not. I don't know why you're not.
I'm just not that angry, mate. I tend to I've shed that. So a lot of meditating, a lot of acid. That usually does the job. But there you go. Well, I think we got there. In the end, and it wasn't that much bloodshed.
It will be when we start to remove some off. I think that's going to be
that's when it's going to really kick in, and that's when the patrons are going to come to hand, I feel. So change the name to the Alien Ray List, says Nick Sheffield. Very good. Very good. I like that. That. But then that gives him claim, and I don't like that. Let's do another playlist for that. The Alien Ray List or whatever. Coke rap playlist. Let's teach aliens the value of a brick, says Ninja Rose. I think this might be that playlist. I think, to be fair, this also might be that playlist. No Ice-T, says Aaron, and you're right. Ice-T, great shout. Especially with our history with him. And if we're going comprehensive, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I almost bought
E99.
Crossroads.
E99.
That on the same one I bought Montel Jordan, I think, but I decided Montel Jordan was the better
you
shots.
did. You almost did. Did. I think there's stuff on E99 that definitely needs a shout for this. Absolutely. Just for a different style, Aaron. I like that. And you're right. It's Bone probably has to be on here because who else was doing Cleveland rap like that? Who else is doing rap like that? Forget Cleveland. Who else is doing rap like that? No one. So I suppose you're right. If you're going to try to make the argument, I'm here for it. Guys, I think we kind of smashed that. Thank you for staying on, Jumbo. I appreciate your dedication and diligence. Patrons, thank you for jumping on as well. I appreciate it. And do you know what? People have shouted out a lot of shouts here. Can I just shout some of these out before we go? I'm not going to try and list all of them, but Jack, thank you for some of your shouts. Camp Lowe's, Lucchini, aka you're so right. That is a great shout. Sugar Free, While You Bullshitting, one of my shouts. Above the Clouds by Gangstar, Iron Maiden by Ghostface. Steve Piper, can I shout you out right now? Because you brought some that I'd not even heard Artifacts Wrong Side of the Tracks. I don't think I'd ever heard that because that is a brilliant insight into skater hip hop, and I love that. Black Moon's Who Got the Props, that was on my shortlist. De La Soul Stakes is High, fucking Dilla, of course. I'm here for that. And I love the fact that you went to outside the 90s with Master Ace's Acknowledge, one of the best diss tracks. Unfortunately, it can't be on this list. Nick Sheffield, Time's Up. You said that. I used to love her, guys. I used to love her. That's another shout. Common. Yeah. And Ray did help you out there with Nas's Like. Nick Sheffield did want Nas's Like on, and I'm glad it got on for you there, mate. Martin's got one here. Friend or Foe from Jay-Z. Brilliant shout. Steady Mobbing, Ice Cube. Fucking hell. That is a shout as well. Danger by Blase Blase. We did that on the Patreon. Go check that review out. Me and Ray did that. One that was on my shortlist. I'm so glad you had it. I know we've got some Cypress Hill already on here, but we haven't got How I Could Just Kill a Man. And I think that probably trumps some of them, and it probably does go on there. So yes, absolutely. Aaron, you went in, my man, and you chucked me about a dozen more tracks. I can't read all of them, but yeah, thank you for all of those. Follow the Leader by Eric B. and Rakim.
Sure.
I think that is early 90s, and that is a fucking
I don't know. Is
shout.
that I thought that was 80s.
I don't know, but we have to check. Return of the Crooklyn Dodgers, great shout there as well. Streets of New York, Cool G Rap. We need more G Rap, you're right. So yeah, you've got some great ones on there, man, and I will check those out and see if we can.
It was 1988. Follow the Leader was 1988. Ban him now. Instant banning for that.
Okay, fair enough.
But look, if you look at these suggestions, it's going to end up being like one track per artist, isn't it?
Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But thank you,
Look,
guys.
Can I just suggest?
Yeah.
Let's not put Montel Jordan to the vote because all the guys will just fucking vote it off. Yeah,
No,
so
it's
just
not.
get rid of that.
Montel Jordan's
What track should we vote off with
I'll see
Montel
to
Jordan?
that. That seems reasonable. Yeah.
Montel Jordan takes off. We had Carry the Weight coming on for Murder. That was the only one we got for the vote at the moment. So yes, next up, next month, we might just do this again. This has been quite fun, actually. And it's been very 90s, which is where we started. It feels like we're home. It's comfort. It's comfort.
Oh, and from next month,
food.
we're swapping tracks, basically, aren't we?
We're going to be digging, out tracks to put new ones in. Big time. So, By the way, last question I've got to ask you guys. Last great piece of music you heard, could be old, could be new. What have you got?
I am going to go with, I need to get the name of the track, but I'd not heard of these before, and they're great. And I've got other stuff, but I thought this is hip hop. So Binary Star, the tune Reality Check by Binary Star. Not heard that before. It's fucking great.
Binary
Star. Binary Star is sick. They got some ridiculous rhymes.
Yeah,
is that from the 90s? That's from way back, isn't it? It's really old.
I think it's older than, it's saying it's 2000, but I think it's older than that possibly. But I don't know actually.
Might be a reissue.
It's a really long album. There's shit tons of tracks on it, and they're pretty good. But a Reality Check, the first track's fucking amazing. So
love that. What have you got, Ray? Jay?
I've already mentioned start to finish Paul Wall and Terminology. That's a fucking ridiculous album. Paul Wall. But fucking hell, Nicholas Craven's absolutely destroyed it. We've fucking come out with a fucking album of the year already. Like maybe we'll see how it goes.
I love that. That is a great album.
It is. It's such.
Why can't we just get on? It's just better, isn't it? If we just get
Craven and Free. It's everyone just got to fucking check that out immediately. It really is incredible album.
I think it got taken off of Spotify for some reason, back on now though. But for your streaming heads out there, absolutely. I love Craven's End series, and he has there's some just evocative music in the earlier ones as well. I think number 2 might be my favorite, but either way, we will jump into that at some point, I'm sure, as well. My last great piece of music I literally heard before we came on, that wasn't one of these tracks. Billy Woods' new album is
good. Not heard it yet.
Yeah, it's just what he fucking always does. It's like is there no limit to, like, it just keeps going and dropping more and more. Like, it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
I know it's good because you went, it's like, and you know it's good when Cam does that. So I'm looking forward to checking it.
I couldn't think of another way to put it. But that album's brilliant. But I think Wolves is an odd, dirty, like, holy fuck, what are we doing right now? Like, this is dark as fuck. We're going into the fucking dungeons, and Woods is just bringing that the shit he usually brings. So yeah, that's for me as well. People out there, let me get into the thing before we jump out. Reality Check stays in my crate wherever I DJ, says Steve Piper. Boom. Nick Sheffield, love Binary Star.
Oh yes,
always play.
Sorry, Legacy Materials there's been a shout for Legacy Materials on the thread as well.
Legacy Materials, there we go. Boom. Yeah. Ninja Rose, Binary Star, dope. KGB is one of the best hip hop tracks ever. Probably Elzai's best verse. Fuck. Good shout, James. There we go.
I actually tried to listen to that earlier. First time I listened through, I didn't realise Elzai was on it, and I can't work. His voice sounds really different if he's on it.
Okay. I love Al.
Yeah, I'll have to go through and check it again. Great. And that makes me think it's not early 90s if Elzai's on it. Like, it makes me think it's late 90s.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely noughties, isn't it?
I know nothing about this album, so yeah.
Love that though when you don't. You know what I mean? Going completely
discovering something new.
Yeah. Jack Patullo, last great piece for me is Sankofa's Legacy Materials. Bars on bars on bars on that album. Yeah, brilliant. Love
Calvin Showers off that album. Just had it on repeat. Just had that on repeat. Literally, I have had it on repeat. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Carry on.
Love that. By the way, when did I must suggest I forgot it was in the 90s? This is Aaron. Fair enough, Aaron. Mate, don't worry. I love seeing them anyway. Nick Sheffield, yes to Billy Woods. Billy Woods don't know how to miss. Album of the year, Cam, says Ninja Rose. Not for me at the moment. It's fucking brilliant, but not album of the year for me. I think album of the year for me is going to... Oh, do you know what? Just off of rinsing, it still is AJ Suede and Televangel. Metatron's Cube is still getting
shut
rinsed.
The fuck up. Jesus
for me,
I need to put that on my list.
I think he asked me there, Ray. I don't know if I don't see Ray's name mentioned.
Yeah, but it's not going to be that. Remember you said that.
Just talking about rinse. Just talking about rinse. That Iblis and of course, Man Plays Horn. Man Plays the Horn. Of course, we need 100 from each decade eventually, says Nick Sheffield. We keep talking about this branching out. We've still not touched. We've got so much 90s to get through, but I'm enjoying the energy. The Woods album is incredible, says Jack Patullo. You must check the one before Belo's album if you like any Binary Star, says Aaron. Boom. And yeah, there we go. I found a copy of Champion Sound for £2.
Oh, what an album.
Fucking hell. That album.
Jesus.
What an album. £2.
Although
what is life?
The version of The Red is different on Spotify to the original version. It's good. It's good still, but it's not the original, is it?
Yeah, the original is what they used on the fucking advert, isn't it? I think they used the original on the O2 advert or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, get paid, Madlib. JD Foundation. Get paid. No, I'm saying get paid, but hearing it on an O2 advert was it O2 or something? It was an advert. Because I was like, what the fuck is The Red doing on here? Because then my little cousin was like, oh, I love that song. I was like, kind of great, but yeah, still fucking brilliant. So what else we got? Ninja Rose, that's still in my top 4 camp. I need to re-listen. Yeah, I know this is going to change a lot. And mid-year's coming.
That's the one that's also on Purple Tape too, right?
The Red.
Yeah. It's the beat from The Red is used. Beat?
Yeah. Oh, he probably did. I think he might have done that. That's ringing a bell. It might have done on Cuban Links Part 2.
Yeah. Purple Tape.
Yeah, from 2009. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, good shout, Ray. I love that. So there we go. Thank you everyone for jumping on. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. I've really enjoyed this, and what a trip back to the 90s. We go back to normal life now. That's what we do. People go out, check the merch. Ray's been fronting that all the way through. As has Jambo.
Oh, yeah.
As has Jambo. I'm just here with this Kubrick t-shirt. I'm so sorry for not repping. But yeah, there we go. So catch you soon. Bing, bang, bosh.
Peace.
Boom.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Nice one.